The purpose of today's video is to give you some clarity. Now I'm going to be completely honest with you. There's several times where I myself lose motivation. You may be thinking to yourself, but Joe, you're in great shape. Joe, you're a fitness coach. Joe, you help all these people. You should just live and be fueled off motivation. Well, hate to break it to you, it's not the case at all, right? Every dog has its day. And if you're somebody that also loses motivation, then trust me, today's video is really going to help you out, because all I'm going to be sharing with you is just one simple analogy. One simple analogy that's going to give you so much peace of mind, give you so much clarity, and at the end of the day, you're not even going to need to ever feel motivated again, because you're going to be using a different fuel source. That's really going to help you when it comes to becoming the best version of yourself. And I want it to be very broad, right? I don't want to say lose weight. I don't want to say build muscle, because at the end of the day, I'm more than just a health and fitness coach. Yes, I help our coaching clients lose body fat and build muscle and learn how to create sustainable fat loss habits. But trust me, right? Your physical body is just one piece of the puzzle. And honestly, right, you need to be more mentally and emotionally stronger more than anything, because what's on the inside, that's truly what matters. So once again, whatever your goals are, whether it's health and fitness or whether it's something else, let today's video be your source of inspiration with this small little analogy. You guys heard me talk about plenty of times in the past, right? Think about your goals as the branches, right, of this big tree. And we're going to talk about that, but I'm going to share with you something that I've never once kind of spoke about before on a video format, because it's going to give you so much more extra inspiration, okay? So let's just use health and fitness just for the simple sake of today's analogy, okay? Let's just say that your goals, right, are the big, branches, and they look all beautiful, this big, huge tree. And your goals, right, is maybe it's to lose weight, maybe it's to have more energy, more confidence, get off your medications, whatever the case may be, right? So that's at the top of the tree, okay? And let's just say the trunk, right? That right there, that's your habits. And I like talking about habits more than, doing workouts and doing this and macros and whatever the case may be. It's your habits, because at the end of the day, anybody can follow through with a diet, but the reality is, can they actually stick with it? Anybody can do some crazy backflips and burpees workouts, but can they actually stick with it? The ones that are actually successful on their health and fitness journey, the ones that are actually successful at reaching their health and fitness goals, I should say, are the ones that make it part of their lifestyle. And that should be your MO as well. So your habits, that's the trunk right there, right? That's you drinking plenty of water, getting plenty of sleep, monitoring your stress, because that's a big part to being a healthy individual, right? Not just physically, but also mentally as well, and emotionally. That's you, eating more protein, getting more steps in, like what I'm doing right now, right? Lifting some weights, getting stronger, whether that's at the gym or whether that's right at home. That's your habits, okay? That's what's going to help you have success when it comes to, once again, reaching your health and fitness goals. Underneath the surface, though, that's the roots. And that is what's so important. And I say this all the time, right? If you have these big, huge goals, but you don't have anything tied to a deep-rooted why, it's just the same as having this big, huge tree, right, with no roots underneath the soil. So what happens when a big windstorm or snowstorm comes by, that big, huge tree, if there's no roots, it's going to fall over, it's going to collapse. And that could be, maybe why you haven't been so successful when it comes to you reaching your goals, is because maybe you need to tie your goals, whether it's health and fitness or any type of goal, you need to tie it to a strong, deep-rooted why, okay? So now that you know, that's the secret. Now, let me talk about the analogy here that's really going to give you more peace of mind, really going to give you more clarity, that's going to help you out. Let's go back to that tree analogy, okay? Now, let's just say that this is an apple tree, okay? So your goals is to produce apples. Your goals is to, produce fruit, all right? And you have the deep-rooted why, you have the roots that's underneath the soil. You guys can see I have a smile on my face, because I heard this, and man, it just brought so much clarity to myself. It's really going to help you out here once you pick up what I'm putting down. You have the trunks, which is your habits. You have the goals, right, which is the weight loss or whatever it is for you. And then you have the fruit. Now let me ask you a question. Does that fruit, right, does that tree produce the fruit for itself? Or does the tree produce the fruit for others. Let that sink in. So what does that actually mean? Well, hey, at the end of the day, we're all trying to be successful, right? We're all trying to reach our goals. But what really truly matters here is the fruits that we're producing. And once again, those fruits that we're producing, it has nothing to do with us. The fruits have everything to do with others. Once again, an apple tree is not making fruit for itself. It's making it for other people to pick the apples off the tree, consume it, and be filled. It's the same thing as you cannot pour from an empty cup, right? You can't be the guy that is talking the talk but not walking the walk. You can't be the person that's giving all the great advice in the world, but at the same time, like, they're not actually taking action for themselves, right? Because, hey, how you look and how you feel, like, that speaks dividends than just your words. People are always going to follow about how you lead. And how you lead is about how you carry yourself. And so when it comes to you, right, trying to reach your health and fitness goals or whatever type of goals you have in mind, it's more so about the fruit that you're producing. So let me ask you this question. I know you want to be successful when it comes to reaching your goals, but are you actually doing the right things to produce the right fruit? Because I'll talk about my deep-rooted why. It's my son, right? He's my inspiration. He's the one that I'm striving for. He's 6 years old right now. And I say this all the time, jokingly, but I'm really not joking. In 30 years, when he's 36 and I'm whatever 32 plus 30 is, right? So 62, he's not beating me in basketball. He's not beating me in push-ups. He's not. Like, I'm a competitor at heart, but regardless, that's my mission, right? Is I want to always be in great shape. Here as a dad, eventually as a grandfather, right? Like, that's just my goal. And so that goal has nothing to do with me. Yes, I'm working out. Yes, I'm eating healthy. Yes, I'm tracking my macros. Yes, I'm following through the right habits. Yes, I'm going to look a certain way and feel a certain way. And there's benefits that come with that. No medications, more confidence, more energy. Those are great things. But the fruits that I'm trying to produce is, one, to lead by example. Two, to be that inspiration for my son, be that inspiration for my clients, my coaches, my family, my church, where be that inspiration for others that, hey, there's no such thing as, oh, I'm too old to get in shape. There's no such thing as, oh, I don't have enough time. These are all just excuses. You know, I work multiple jobs. I run my own business. I have a family. Like, I'm a member of our church. Like, the list goes on and on and on, right? And I want that to be just a great representation that, hey, at the end of the day, what am I trying to do here? Am I trying to just, throw spaghetti up on the wall and, not give it my all and just say, I kind of want my goals? No, I'm going to give it my all each and every day because I think about the fruit. I think about the fruit that I'm producing. I think about, hey, I don't want that apple to be rotten and it's not produced properly because I didn't show up for myself, because I didn't give it my all. No, I want to make sure that who's ever eating that fruit, right, they're going to be fulfilled, right? That's my job. And this is why at the end of the day, I say it all the time, there is such a big difference between motivation and inspiration. Motivation is self-centered. Hey, I want to be able to reach my goals. I want to be this big, huge tree. Look at me. Ha, 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 ha. Ego, pride. Inspiration. Hey, I want to reach my goals to produce fruit. I want to reach my goals to inspire others. I want to reach my goals to help out, to shine some light in this dark world that we live in. Such a difference. And when you have, right, that mindset, right, of inspiration rather than motivation, you wake up differently. You show up differently. You carry yourself differently because you realize here one simple word: integrity, right? Integrity is doing the right things even when no one else is watching. Because in the back of your mind, you're always thinking about the fruit. You're always thinking about the future. You're always thinking about the decisions, the choices that I'm making today. Is it helping me or is it hurting me? Such a big difference. I'm telling you what, guys, if you want more clarity, if you want more peace of mind, if you want to be more disciplined, more consistent, whether your goal is to lose weight, build muscle, or whatever it is, think about the fruits. Think about becoming the best version of yourself, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually as well, so that way you can produce better fruits. You can be that light in somebody else's dark world, and you never know. You just never know. That's why it's always best to fill up your cup. If you think about it, right? Like, I got my phone right here, and this phone is great. I can call a friend if I need help. I can check in on somebody. I can do all these amazing things with the cell phone. But at the end of the day, if I never take time to charge the batteries and it ended up being at zero and it wouldn't even turn on because it has a dead battery, it's useless. Sometimes you need to realize this, especially as guys. Hey, learn to recharge. Learn to fill up your cup. It's not selfish by any means. It's selfless because you're learning how to be a better version of yourself to actually be that inspiration for others. So that way you can produce better fruit. Guys, I really hope today's message inspired you. Think about that tree analogy and really map that out. What are your goals? Those are the branches. What are your habits? That's the trunk. What's your deep-rooted why? That's the roots. You need that. But at the end of the day, what are the fruits that you're producing? Really let that sink in. Because then you go through each and every day showing up differently, showing up with a better fuel source than motivation any day of the week. You're going to be more disciplined, more consistent, and once again, you're going to start stepping into the best version of yourself each and every day when you keep that mindset. Hey, how can I be better? Not for myself, but for others. And that's what it's all about. Once again, I really hope today's message encouraged you. If it did, by any means, give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below letting me know your biggest takeaway. And as always, guys, this has been Coach Joe with Heartletics.com. And if you guys want any more information when it comes to becoming the best version of yourself through our coaching program, hey, click on the link down below. If you're watching this on YouTube, in the description box, the very first link, there's a training guide that you can simply go ahead and check out. This is how we help out our members when it comes to losing fat, building muscle, and learning how to create sustainable habits that work best for their lifestyles, their busy schedules, and their body types, so that once again, they can become the best version of themselves. As always, guys, until next time, peace out, Girl Scouts.